Again. Come on, come on. Again. Come on, let's go.
Not hard enough. It's not worth doing. Back was done and completed. Back with the professor. Let's talk about what we did. Now we'll talk about how things are going. So, people that usually watch me, they already know what I do, but for the new subscribers and the people that like and have been watching recently, my back day is pretty quick, very intense. Lots of high intensity, heavy sets. We started with a lat pullover. You want to put 2 on? Should put 2 on. Nice. If you notice, he's driving and pushing down with his elbows. So he's trying to squeeze that lower lat. He's keeping his abs tight and flat. Mistake people make. That. So Kiro pullover is, if I'm like this, your lat's not really doing much work, whereas if you contract your shoulder blades forward, your lat stretches and pulls in. When you don't drive your elbow back, it's down. You want to drive your elbow towards your hip. Squeeze it in. The more muscle you have, the easier it is to think like that. But it's important, even like in your beginning stage, to really think of the muscle you're working, especially with your back. Because you can't see your back. Good. One more. Give me one more. Yes. Ready? 3, 2. Fuck you. Mother.
Let's go. Drop it in. Power. Easy. Again. Squeeze. Again. Easy. Come on. Oh. Here we go. Oh. Again. Come on. Drive. Oh. And again. Oh.
Good. A couple of warm-up sets, intermediate and then a heavy failure set. The key with that pullover is it's not a very widely used exercise anymore because I think it's twofold. It's misunderstood as an exercise, and it's also the machines are not. The machines don't put you in a good position for your lat, especially one here is like hammer strength. It's like on a backward angle, so it's relative position to where you are with gravity. You're back here, and you want to bring it down, like sort of forward, your shoulders forward. And the issue with the hammer is because you're laid back, it makes that a little bit harder. Whereas if you're seated upright, it's easier for you to crunch forward and down. But anyway, once you get that, I'm telling you secrets now, really. I'm telling you my secrets to building big lats. And once you learn that technique, trust me, you'll feel your lats extensively. Then we did 2 sets of the close grip pull down that I saw another small kid doing here. Taxing equipment. So, I'd say, obviously that was Lat Pullover. For everyone that's liked, shared, subscribed, thank you, awesome. Really appreciate it. Yeah. I have a lot I want to say, but I can't fucking say. I can't talk. A quick update, we've got just under 11 weeks, 10 weeks, 6 days. Diet's going good. You can see my face sucking in. So, I'm not where I want to be. The issue with me now is that sort of rage, diet rage, sprinkle rage. I have to sort of harness that into something positive. Otherwise I'll just take it out on Ray. Or I'll try to take it out on Ray. My point is you have to harness it into something. So you focus it into your training. The diet is tough, the diet is hard. And all the stresses of a normal life with COVID, travel. But for me, Ray and I, this is 100% focus. So we're going to do like a different close grip pull down now. Usually I prefer the underhand hammer. That doesn't exist in this gym, unfortunately. It's one thing I would change if I could add something to this gym, is the underhand pull down. But a few weeks ago, Ray and I saw this kid. He was only a kid, he must have been like 16, 17, he was a tiny little kid. What he did was he like attaches like a pulley handle to this and create his own like sort of pull down. I ain't taking any credit for it. I saw this little kid doing it and I was like, wow, that looks pretty good actually. So since then, Ray and I have been using it. It works out pretty nice. You can get quite a good like contraction. Yeah. You have to harness everything into this. For me now, this is my job. Being a bodybuilder is my job. Nothing else matters. I want to win, and I want to compete at the highest level. Some people probably say that's deluded. In my mind, it's not deluded. You have to visualize where you want to be, and you'll never get there. Right, let's watch this.
Hello.
Oh fuck, it's hanging off. Now is the spaz. That looks tight. Yes! Nice and tight. Tricks. Tricks and some tricks. Right, Ray will give us a good solid demo. There we are. Stretch and squeeze. Boom. Perfect. Boom. Squeeze. Perfect. Love that. Yes. Beautiful squeeze. Boom. One more. That's it. Notice. Boom. Stretch. Drag. Stretch. Drag. Come on. Yeah. Good, come on in. Nice. Yeah, that's right. I really enjoy that exercise. Usually I like to hammer pull down. With that handle, you can recreate the same thing, probably even slightly better because the hand is in front of you instead of above you. So you get that stretch and squeeze right into your lower lats. Let's go.
Go. Squeeze. Yes, and again. Easy. Come on. Pull. Come on. That's good. And again. Come on. Squeeze it. Pull. Come on. Go again. Hold. Yeah, and again. Squeeze. Hold it. So negative. Squeeze. One more. So. Again. One more. Hold, slow. Easy. Too easy. Come on.
Easy.
Go on, yourself in. Let's go. Come on. Do it, come on. Squeeze. That's it. And again, stretch. Squeeze. Good. And again. Easy. Come on. Here we go. Whoa. Come on. Let's go. Whoa. Yeah, here we go. Let's go. Come on. Pull it. Squeeze. Here we go. Three more. Come on. Two more. Hold this squeeze a bit longer. Hold it. Control the negative. Slow negative. Stretch. Pull it in. Pull it in. Slow negative. All the way back. Go. Hold on.
Right. Good.
Not bad for a youngster. Hold on.
Then we went on to Dumbbell Row.
Let's go. Come on. Easy one. Let's go. One. Shoot. Strong. Come on. Pull. Squeeze. Again. Up. Come on. Squeeze. Again, come on, pull it. Stretch. Again, go. Again, come on, pull. Again. Come on. Yes. Come on, squeeze it up. Squeeze. Pull. Again. Come on, do that. Easy. Again, pull. Again, pull it. One more.
If it's not hard, not hard enough, it's not worth doing. In Dumbbell Row, I like it mainly because you really isolate. Super heavy again. Same thing, you got to really concentrate on the position, the stretching, and the full hard contraction. It's easy sometimes with the dumbbell to cheat, but you want to really like you got a petrol mower or a chainsaw. Slide out. Same thing. Then we did a hammer strength seated row. Ray and I like to do that unilaterally. It's easier for us to spot, and also it's easier to get a slight twist on the end. So if you drive your elbow back and down, a slight twist, you really crunch your lats down as well as your upper back.
Squeeze. Slides right on, baby.
Ready?
Alright, yours. Let's go. Easy, strong. Come on. Again. One. Pull. Pull. Again, let's go. Come on, let's go. Go. Yeah. Up. Too easy. Two more. One more. Too easy. You're flying, man. Huh? You're flying, man.
Yeah, I just went full. Once you got that groove though, you can then, instead of thinking about it, you can just explode, in a sense. It's a bit like hack squat. Instead of thinking. Yeah, when you know where your feet are and what you're feeling for, you can just push through it.
Ready?
So, rears, half deads.
Yeah, I'll watch you do them. I can't. I can't with my back, myself.
Just do like your single leg remaining.
I'll have to do it with a dumbbell or a kettlebell.
Yeah, but then it's good for them, right? Shows them.
One, smooth back. Smooth. Again. Come on, let's go. Again. Will you? Come on, pull it. One more. Two more. One more. Oh.
Then we did 2 sets of the rear delt.
It's back in the old days, where all his pre-workout, intra-workout, post-workout,
Science.
snake from
Sorry, my phone goes.
You really did want to break. Come on.
And then we went on to half deads, or RDLs as the fashionistas today call them. So, last exercise of the day is like a half deadlift or Romanian deadlift, depends how up with current events you are, as everyone's favourite is to say RDL. We like to keep them at the end, mainly because it's not that deadlift's a bad exercise, it's a good exercise. If you could have one exercise for the rest of your life and you had no gym equipment, I'd say probably deadlift is the most total body exercise you can do. But as we're training back and we're a bodybuilder, you want to build your back. So I like to keep deadlifts or half deads as a nice little finisher, where you're a bit more fatigued, so you don't have to push so much weight, so you don't have to do 6-7 plates. I'd rather get all my pullover, nice pull down stuff done, get myself, my lats pretty exhausted and fatigued, then hit the deadlift for, I'm going to start 3.5 a side. So that's 50, 100, 120, 160, yeah. Good maths. Good maths from that man. And he's doing his rehab. As you can see, he's working his glutes, his sciatic nerve and glutes. That's it, it's a show.
Just put my little hot pants on for you.
Thought I'd give it a go. Did one set, 3.5 a side for like 8, felt super easy.
Yes. Easy. Come on. Yeah. Easy. How's that feel?
So I thought, right, fuck, frick it, I'll do like 4.5. So I went 4.5 and got to 4, and then it's just done. Pound's gone.
Come on. Let's do it. Ah! Come on, let's go. Good. Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Easy. Come on.
And that brings me to how it's going. Now, what, 5 weeks into prepping, and that reduction of calories, on top of still maintaining the weights, you'll find that it's not like a gradual drop off like of power. I'll be going, so I went bang, 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 and then all of a sudden I go to pull, I've got nothing there. There's no reserve in my muscle, there's no carb or energy stored for me to pull. So I stopped at 4. I think it was at 4.5. Again, the smarter way of doing it, like the professor said, is don't go any higher. I should have listened to him, but again, my young ego got the better of me, and I decided to go 4.5. Something I could do 4.5, 5 fairly easy. There's another thing, I like to have the half heads at the end, so there's less chance of injury, less chance of sapping yourself for the other exercises. Yesterday we did a little bit of chest biceps, and the thing I noticed was because I had 3 low days before that, my energy was so low that my first couple of exercises weren't that great, and I was like, this is not good. And I believe that training performance should be everything. So if your performance is not great, then up the calories a little bit. You want to try and make sure performance is still there, that you're still burning, and then reduce your calories elsewhere. I like to keep performance in and around training. Training, sleep, nutrition is everything to me. I sort of feel that if your performance is dropping off that much, there's something you need to change. Do you think so, Ray?
What's that?
I said, if your performance is dropping off, you need to look at something that you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even in a calorie deficit. So I said that yesterday, first couple of exercises were pretty poor. I'd had 2 low days, and that now, today I felt better, and I performed strongly until the last exercise. So I was near enough where I'd want to be in terms of a calorie reduction, but having enough calories to perform at a high level in the gym.
Yeah, I mean, you got to play around with it a bit, right?
Yeah, you have to look at what the camera says, look at your logbook, and how you feel to decide what you're going to do. Because I could say to you, I'm doing like 4.5, 4,000, 3,500 calories, but in reality, it's not as black and white. That it's grey. There's movement up and down. It's never like, oh, I'm going to do 3,000 today because that's what my book says. Sometimes you need to adjust the performance, and that's where if you've got a coach or something, that's where the coach will monitor. He will say, how much performance in the gym? You'll say, I hit all the same weights, or I perform better. Great, awesome. Or if you like, it's rubbish, my weights are horrible, I didn't get as many reps, then a coach or yourself should say, right, okay, I need to change something to get my performance back.
Also look at your sleep.
And you sleep, yeah.
And what's on your mind as well.
Yeah, what's on your mind, your sleep. Cool. It's so hard to talk afterwards because you're so mashed, you're just like, that you don't know. Sometimes when I'm home, I know what I'm going to say. But now that I'm finished, I'm just like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. But this prep is taking so many, it's going well, it's going in the right direction. But it's taking so many twists and turns, mainly because how life is now, it's not normal. This isn't normal. COVID isn't normal. Wearing face masks outside isn't normal. Wearing face masks everywhere isn't normal. And being in a dying phase heightens everything. So I'm a very, very, very laid back person. You can ask anyone that knows me. I might train intense and I might look like I'm a bit mental. And I am a little bit mental. But the reality is I'm so chilled out, I'm horizontal. Like nothing really gets to me. But you find yourself in a diet phase with adding little bits of sprinkles that every little sense is heightened. So as an example, on the way to the gym today, I took an Uber to the train station and the Uber driver decided it would be a good idea. Let's not take the clear way to the highway. Let's take where the traffic goes. Let's go where it's really busy. Because he doesn't need to get anywhere fast. So instantly I could feel my temperature rise to where you're bubbling a little bit. But what you have to do is you have to realize that you have to focus that energy and use it. You have to internally focus that into like, let's focus that. It's got 11 weeks to go. Let's focus on the training today. Let's focus on the training Thursday. Let's focus on the training Friday. Let's focus on the cardio Wednesday. Let's focus on my diet. Focus. Because there's shows to win. And a lot of people want to see me lose. Of course they do. They say that your biggest fan is someone you don't know, and your biggest hater is someone you do know. And that's always so true. There will be people talking behind your back, 100%, always talking behind your back. The one smiling here is the one stabbing you here. So I use that, and even if they're not, I pretend they are, because you can, if you sit there and you focus that he's talking about me, he's talking about that prick, and then you focus that energy into the set, that rage, controlled aggression. It's a powerful tool in visualization. Because my visualization isn't just global classic anymore, it's low classic. So I'll do global classic, then I want to take time to get even bigger. Go to the States, compete in shows there. Then Arnold Classic, then Olympia. You have to focus on those things, and you can't put the guys at the top on a pedestal because they're the same as you. They live and breathe the same as you. They've got 2 arms, 2 legs. They fart, they take a shit. They're the same people. And the minute you put someone on a pedestal, you won't beat them. Just a fact of life. The minute, what I learned playing football, when I was 14, I was always playing up. So I was always playing in the year above, I was always playing in the reserves, I was always playing up. So what I quickly learned is that you can't let yourself go timid. You have to push yourself in, you have to make a mark. And I remember being like 14, 15 and get called straight out of school that, oh, you're going to play in like the reserve game tonight. And I was like, oh dear, like that gets you out of school. You have to, And I remember going straight into a men's change room when I was like 14. Of course I was more developed than most 14, 15-year-olds, but you're still going into a men's environment where it's something you've never experienced before, and you're quickly thrown in the deep end, and you have to survive. If you sink or swim. If you drown, you're fucking drowning. You're not getting out. You have to survive. It's the same with bodybuilding. You have to put yourself into an uncomfortable position to thrive. Otherwise, you'll never get anywhere in the sport. And it's a marathon of consistency. You have to keep going, keep trusting in the process of what you're doing, because eventually it will pay off. Too many people, especially in this generation, I'm not saying I'm young, but because I'm from a transition period of the old school to the new school, some of that old school stuff from football still applies to me today in everything that I sort of do. Is that you have to, things are going to happen in your life, COVID, bodybuilding, or whatever, bad things will happen, but you have to make sure that you don't sit around and you cry about it. You get on that horse, you have to get back up there and thrive, otherwise life doesn't owe you anything. You have to go out, you have to take it, because no one gives it to you. No one gives it to you for free. You have to earn what's yours. You have to take what's yours. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Share it. Tell your friends. Tell your mum. Tell your dad. Tell your grandparents. Tell your sister. Global Classic 2021 coming, boy. Mine.